right, it is launch time. The limo has arrived. We're so excited that you guys are here with us because it is time to launch Mentors, Masters, and Innovators magazine. And everybody's asking, who's the cover girl? So we will have her join us in just a second. But I want to just come online here and did you see my face? Hey there! It is time for our launch, and I have some of my columnists. Not all of them were able to make it today, but we have the ones that were supposed to be here. So I just want to check if anybody's there. Just let me know that you can see us okay. I'm going to check before I go any further. And I'm Raven Blair Glover, known by many as Raven, the talk show maven. And again, this is our inaugural magazine that we're launching today. It's Mentors, Masters, and Innovators. And we're just excited to be here. We're excited you guys are here with us. Those of you that are watching live, be sure to put in the chat box that you're watching live. And those of you that are watching us from the replay, please be sure to put in there replay. We love you both. So we're going to tell you how you can get the magazine shortly. I'm going to bring on, well, let me see. I want to introduce you guys to our different columnists, and then everybody's been waiting to find out who the cover girl is. So we're going to bring her on, and because she's actually, I mean, she's here today and she's all over the place now. So we got just a very few minutes with her, but we're going to get her here too. But I want to bring, let me see if I can share this real quick with you guys so you can see everybody that I see. There we go. Say hi, everybody. Yay. And I'm seeing that we're okay. I'm going to ask my columnists to go ahead and share us out right now. And we should be looking really good as far as our recordings. I'm checking it. But let's see, we have Carol Ann in the red. Say hi, Carol Ann, real quick, and tell them really quickly your article, the name of your article, and we'll come back to you later for the interview.
Okay, it is called 5 Steps to Becoming a Published Author.
Yeah, 5 Steps to Becoming a Published Author, and she's got some good stuff to share there. So I'm going to let you guys, while I'm checking on things, go ahead, Tamara.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tamara Wilson, and the name of my article is Elevate Your Business and Life with the 5 Pillars to Unleash Your Brilliance.
All right. And Giselle, go ahead. Tell them real quickly what yours is.
Okay, so mine is what is the driving force of your life? It's basically all about what's really going to propel you forward, and it's something that you have to go really deep inside to get.
Hey, Jeff, let them know the name of your article.
Developing your superpower, building relationships.
Yeah, I love that. And all these were great ones. And Anna.
I'm Anna Scheller, and my article is about listening of the magic forgotten art to more sales.
It's the connections going in and out. You're like me, you're having these bad connections. And so we're going to be bringing on our the cover girl in a minute. So I'm going to bring the person that helped me create this magazine. Couldn't have done it without her. Lover. She helps people get books, and she has all kind of programs. So you definitely want to follow her. Her name is Carol Ann DeSimi. Hey, Carol Ann.
Hey, everybody.
So Carol Ann, let's talk about this magazine real quick before we bring the cover girl on. I remember the day I said, so we're going to launch a magazine in a couple months. You're like, okay. But we came up with Mentors, Masters, and Innovators. Well, I guess I came up with the title because, you know, I feel like, and I think you agree, that we all fall in one of those three. You know, well, actually more than one, right?
Yeah,
like
probably overlapping all.
You probably see a little bit, I mean, because you master your skill. If you feel like you really got it, you really rocked it, you know what I'm saying, Andrea? Then you would say, yeah, I'm a master at what I do, right? I'm a proud master, Giselle, at what I do, you right? And then all of us think of ourselves as mentors, correct? Coaches, are mentors. Authors are mentors. Speakers, talk show hosts, we're all mentors. And then, of course, how many of you will claim the throne of being an innovator? Yeah, so we're all three. So that's why we named it that, because I feel that mentors, masters, and innovators are important in moving forward of not just our lives, but in moving forward in our world, right? I mean, just think of the many innovators. I look at the inventors as innovators, don't you, Jeff? I mean, you're an adventurous guy, right? The innovators, the people that help get lights on, right? And who invented TV? I'm so glad they did. I get to watch my housewives. Yay! Who invented housewives? I'm so glad they did. And the list goes on, right? And how many of you watching, and our columnists too, are so glad that there are mentors in the world? Oh, yes. Can anybody, just one person, who could name their favorite mentor? The one that's had the biggest impact in your life, whether it's a school teacher, what? Who do you say, Carolyn?
Raven.
Love her. Here's your money. Here's your money. Here's your money. Oh my God, that wasn't planned, but that was cute. Thank you. I accept the receipt that. Anybody other than Raven? You can think of one. Tamara, who started your first mentoring? Was it your, I guess you would say your teacher or something, right? From school, or who do you feel?
Oh my gosh. My first mentor, that's kind of going way back. But I have many, I must say, I have many. When I think about Lord Jesus Christ, he's a mentor. When you think about the 12 disciples, he was masterminding with the 12 disciples.
Keep talking, I gotta run. I'm right here though. I forgot my glasses. Go ahead.
He masterminded with the 12 disciples and he taught them. So that is a big mentor for me. And I have also a lot of mentors, Danny Johnson.
Oh, I love Danny Johnson, yeah.
Tony Robbins, I love him. Jim Rohn is another mentor. I have many mentors.
And I've got many glasses and can't find the right one, but I get what you're saying. Absolutely. Well, oh my God, I hate these. Where's my other ones? Anyway, okay. Well, we all have those mentors that we remember. Barclay Fisher, one of the hosts, he was my first mentor. And of course, everybody that knows me knows that I love Lisa Badass Sasevich and Alex Mendozian. And in my article, I included some interviews, the first interview that I did of both of them. How cool is that? Yeah. So I decided to include that. So we're going to tell you where you can get the magazine. We're going to be running a contest, probably going to start it next week, later this week or next week, where those of you that can watch and can win a free full page ad in the January issue. And I think we're giving away a half page ad and a quarter page ad. So yeah, and we might even throw in some other juicy gifts and something for the hosts that share it the most. So we're going to give you that link as well. But now, who wants to know who's on the cover? Who's the cover girl? Who's the cover girl? Who's the cover girl? Carolyn, you don't count, you know.
No, yes, I know.
Since you did the
I
cover.
want to see her.
Yeah. So Carolyn, you got a chance to read the article. What was the one thing that stood out that you read about our cover girl? Just a sentence without giving her name.
Okay.
I know you read a lot of articles.
Yes, she calls herself a motivation addict, which I think is very interesting. But the article, the part that touched my heart was about her doggie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that was a little different. I mean, a little sad, but at least we got to feature her doggie.
Yeah, and
she
I'm
offers
glad that we found out about that before the actual issue came out. So
yeah, and she went through a really tough time, and I didn't write about all the detail. Well, I didn't pull out all the details, but she does offer tips on how to get through those challenges, because those challenging times, when they all pile up, because we probably all had those times when, you know, we have one challenge after the other, And we're like, what's going on here? But as entrepreneurs, we have to keep on going.
Okay, well,
So she gave some really good tips about that.
yes, I just loved what she wrote, and I love her spirit. And here's something I want to share with you guys about her before I bring her on. We're only gonna have a few minutes because she's so popular now. We just got to steal the time we can. But I was interviewing her for an infomercial, and the way this came about is she sent me a picture. And when I seen that picture, I said, this is a freaking cover girl shot. And Mentors, Masters, and Innovators was not even invented then. It was just a kind of a thought, but I hadn't really acted on it. And after I seen that cover girl, I knew after I seen her picture, I knew that was our cover girl. So are you guys ready to meet her? If you are, let me hear you say, yeah, let's give them some excitement. Yay! Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about her before I bring her on. Well, she's an animal whisperer, a transformation intuitive coach who helps her clients support a heart-to-heart connection with their animals. She can speak to animals after they have passed the rainbow ridge, and she loves working with horses. Giselle, you guys might know each other. If not, you definitely need to connect to heal human hearts. And so without further ado, if she's here, let's bring our cover girl on, and she hasn't even seen the cover yet. So her name is Julie Salant. Julie, if you're here, come on, girl. It's your time to shine. Don't keep the public waiting. Okay, let me make sure she's not having a hard time getting on here. Are you here, Julie?
Hi, guys.
There you are.
How
There you are. Yay! We were getting
Hi,
worried
guys.
about you. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am doing good. Are you excited?
So excited. I can't wait to see it, Raven.
Well, you look really pretty in the blue.
Thank you. Thank you. I got a blue hat on, so we were thinking about the same thing, I see.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I was sharing with everyone how this whole cover thing came about. Do you remember? We were just talking, we were doing your infomercial. And I said, I think at the last minute, I said, send me 3 pictures, right? So I can show them in the interview. And when you sent that one, I was like, oh my God, that's such a beautiful shot, And Mentors, Masters, and Innovators was born because of your face. How does that make you feel? This might be the time you might want to share the link from your phone to your page. Okay. I'm going to ask everybody to do that as well, because we're about ready to show the cover. But Julie, before we do, tell us a little bit about your article.
The article, and I just want to thank you for letting me have the chance to do the article, Raven, because it was such an honor just to do the cover. But it was really special because my dog had just passed away, and the article was about motivating people, but it turned into something a little bit different, and it turned into something special because I was able to really take my dog's passing, which is a really difficult time for people, and make it into tips that would help others, because I'm all about helping others. And my dog had just gone through past the Rainbow Ridge, but I was able to connect with him. And he left me some great messages to help others that are struggling through that. So it really was one article that's special to me because it cemented my gifts and the ability to help other people. It's so beautiful. I can't thank you enough for having me, be able to write that. I really appreciate it.
We were talking before you came on about the fact that Carol Ann, kind of throw your hand up so when she sees that awesome cover, she'll know who's responsible for doing that. And she was just saying that, the part that touched her was about your dog. And we were so glad, that I found out about that before we did the issue, because it definitely is a special thing that got in there. And I think that was just by accident too, right?
It was.
I asked you for something and you told me that happened. I'm like, send me a picture real quick.
Yeah.
So
And
Oh,
the way that the whole cover happened was just, it just happened. We weren't even planning on it. We weren't even talking about it.
well, let's take everybody. Okay, close your eyes. All right, so we're going to share this screen. I don't want her looking. Is she peeking everybody?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, we don't want her to peek because I want to make sure that I get the cover up. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes, Julie.
Oh my gosh. Wow, that's so
Is that a
beautiful.
cover girl shot, guys, or what? I mean, did we pick the right person for the cover? Isn't it amazing how
Wow.
that is such a cover shot?
Oh
Wow,
man,
that
that's
is so
amazing.
awesome. So there you are. There is our magazine. What do you guys think? Yay!
It's amazing. It's
Give
amazing.
Carol Ann a hand because she did a great job. And those of you watching, I see your congratulations and stuff. Thank you. So yes, say congratulations, cover girl Julie.
Thank you so much, Raven. Awesome. It's so gorgeous. Oh, it's
my
amazing.
gosh. Tamara,
Wow.
is that a cover girl shot or what? Yeah, she's saying, yeah. I can't hear you, Tamara, but
Yes, it is. It's beautiful. I love it.
Wow.
yeah, that
Did
is
such a good
cover
job,
girl
Raven. That's
shot.
amazing.
Absolutely. So we are excited to have you. I'm just going to like flip through so everybody can take a sneak peek. And we're going to tell you where you can get it. We're actually going to be running contests for people to share it. So there we are. Let's see. And I know we'll be talking some more to the columnists, and we'll be probably doing a few calls to get this out. There's Lisa's and Alex's interview, and there you go.
Wow. That's amazing.
And there's
That's
the
amazing.
puppy. What was your puppy's name again?
Cookie.
Cookie. Yeah,
Cookie.
There's Cookie. And the interview that sparked this whole cover girl thing, you can find here. And you guys, please leave a what do you call it? A review about her interview or any interviews on there. There's her horse and stuff. Oh my God. So I'm going to go back to, let me flip through here and then we're going to go back to yours, Julie. You got what, 5 more minutes with us?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So I want to go back to your article and see if there's anything that you feel really that you want the readers to pay close attention to, because you said a lot in here, a lot of good stuff. And there's her article again. So what would you like to say about this article that you feel or the couple things, 2 or 3 things that you feel the readers will definitely walk away with?
Well, I'd like to let them know that it's never too late for you to find your passions and your gifts. So many of us struggle professionally and are trying to fit in somewhere where we don't fit because we feel like we need to do this or we should do that. And it's never too late. You can be over 40, you can be over 50, you can be over 60. It doesn't matter as long as you are able to unearth your gifts and really listen to your heart. That's the most important thing. That's what I teach is listen to your heart, because your heart knows what your soul wants and why you're here and what your lessons are to help other people. So don't get caught in the, I'm too old or I'm too far down the line or I never could do this or I don't have confidence or money, because you can. You can. And there's so many people like Raven who are so willing to help others. She's just talk about a mentor for me, Raven. I mean, you've just been amazing for me, to me. It's just been wonderful. There are so many people that can help you out there. I just want everybody to know it's never too late for them to really live their true life and their true soul purpose.
Yeah. Well, thank you for saying that. And you're right. Here's the thing, and this is what we pride, Raven International Media Empire prides ourselves on doing, Julie, is helping take those people that they're already a star. They know it and we know it, but the world doesn't know it, because there's so many stars out there. And sometimes it all depends. And let's say if you're willing to pay and play, or if you are in the right circle. So what we like to do is bring people from the shadows to the spotlight. And so people can see, and so that they can also, because most of the time the reason we're not as big as we could be is because we are holding ourselves back in one way or not, you know?
Yes.
And so I love the fact that you remind people that there's so many others out there that's willing to help you, because it's true. But you got to be willing to do the work, as we all know. And sometimes it does mean to invest. And it's okay. It's not a bad thing to invest. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. It's to me, I even look at it more than pay to play. It's having some skin in the game of success. How many people believe that you should have some skin in the game, you know, for your
Definitely.
success? Because we can all talk about it, but are we really doing it? You know, are we the ones that's going to complain and talk about everybody else that does it? So, you know, hey Debbie. So I love that what you're reminding people to go out there and find a mentor, because there's mentors for all of us. So before we let you go, how do you help your clients? And what type of who's your ideal person?
I help clients by connecting them to their heart. So I speak to dogs, cats, and horses. So my client is the women entrepreneur who is either wanting to be an entrepreneur or is an entrepreneur now and feels a little bit stuck. She's lost her way and she kind of forgot what she was doing it for. And what I do is bring in sacred animal power, whatever they need. So for instance, if they needed protection, I would bring in wolf power to them. And then I basically align them in their energy so that they can really live their true soul purpose. Yeah.
Absolutely. And how did you get started in this? What led you there, real quickly?
I was born with the ability to speak with animals when I was very young. And I didn't really realize that I could do it until I had a very profound experience when a horse was injured and spoke to me and said, I need help. And it was only then that I said, okay, I can't ignore this anymore. So I learned that I'm the bridge between animals and people. And animals really are just like humans. They're conscious, they have thoughts and feelings, and they want to support humans so badly. It's just that sometimes humans don't understand what they're saying. So I was born with it, but I just love talking with them because they're funny as anything and they're amazing creatures.
Absolutely. Well, you're amazing too. And I see my friend and our Raven TV star, Giselle, over there smiling. Unmute, Giselle. We're running out of time, but I just know you're bouncing in your seat to ask her something, say something, or what. I'm looking at your face, girl.
Let me tell you, I have chills running all over my body right now because I can so identify with what she's saying. And I have a horse and I do hear and feel and get exactly what he's saying to me. So I am so happy, Julie, because I'm excited. We're going to talk after this for sure.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Absolutely. Hey, what do you think about that cover girl shot, Giselle?
I think it is amazing. I love it. I want to look like that.
I know. She looks
Yeah.
It's absolutely. So you can see how that was easy for me to, I mean, that really got me to doing this magazine, you know, so
yes,
it's funny. The name had been in my head for a while, but when I seen that shot, Giselle, I said, that's it.
Exactly. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful and it's so compelling. It's going to have people drawn to it just to see what is that, you know, who is she? What is this all about? It's really wonderful. Beautiful. Really.
Well, Caroline, are you there? Caroline?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know.
Go ahead. Can you read to us what you wrote about Innovators? Because you felt for sure that Julie met this particular description.
Okay, can you hear me?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so I said forward thinking, creative, cutting edge, technical, spiritual. These are all adjectives that describe our innovators. Some are known for their extraordinary gifts, like Julie, others for a proprietary process, and still others for staying ahead of the curve in technology, a methodology, or a skill or talent, or just for having the courage to step up and do things their way.
Unapologetically their way, right?
Yes.
I think unapologetically their way, you know, because it may take us a minute to feel bold enough to take that step, but once we do, doesn't it feel good to know,
Yes.
you know what, there's others thinking it, I'm doing it. I often say people, they wonder and they look at TV and they say, I thought about that 5 years ago. How many of you have ever felt that way? Seen something on TV, seen some, look at Jeff, yeah? Seen something in a store or at an event and you thought of it. How dare them steal your thought? What's up with that, right? But they acted on what you thought about. That's the difference. They didn't let money get in their way. They didn't let naysayers get in their way. They just did it. And that's, you know, that's you, Julie. You know, you just stepped in there, you did your thing. I know we got a couple videos in here. So you guys make sure that you check out Julie Salant. We are so proud to say she is our cover girl. And there she is. Let's
Thank
give
you,
her a hand.
Raven. That's
Yay!
amazing.
Woo! Julie.
I'm so happy, Raven. It's amazing. I love it. It's
Well, we
wonderful.
got some things coming your way tomorrow to help get it out that will have this all on it. And let me see. I think the limo is here picking you up. So you can go ahead and head out.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Raven. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Yay! I'm so excited. But we have more, you know, we want to talk about the other articles in here. So Giselle, come on down, Giselle.
Okay, here I am. Mine is called What is the Driving Force of Your Life? And basically, what that really is all about is
There it is.
most of the time we go through our lives and we really don't know what is our driving force. And that is the key, really finding that out. The reason why I feel that it is something that's super important is because a lot of times we have many different things that are pulling us in different directions. But there's really only sometimes one really main thing that is our heart's desire. And until we're really ready to open up our hearts and our minds to really listen, a lot of times we're missing it and we're going in lots of different directions. So the driving force is something that a lot of times we will find out at a very early age, very early. And I know that that was my thing. And that is the reason why I'm even talking about it. I basically was, you know, as a young girl, very drawn to yoga, and I didn't know why. I didn't have any reason. My parents never did it. My sisters never did it. There were no teachers around. It was a long time ago. So, but something inside of me was really pulling me towards it, and I didn't really understand it. And horses. So it was yoga and horses. Both of those things together were something that eventually, now that I'm older, I understand why. And that is my driving force right now.
Well, you know, you're a good mixture of the three, I think, innovator, mentor, and master. Let me see, what section is she in, Carolyn? I think
Innovator.
She's an innovator. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, horses. Where do you feel you're the strongest at? Would it be innovator or?
You know something, I would probably have to say a mentor.
A mentor?
Only because I am a coach and I have a lot of clients and I really am somebody that they look to. So I would think, I mean, I think I'm all of them actually, but a mentor would really be something that I would say is a little bit more prominent right now for what I'm doing.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, Giselle is going to be one of our top columnists, so we'll just have to make sure she goes in the mentor section for your columns all the time with us. So yeah. How does a driving force help someone's life? Talk about that a little bit.
So when I work with people right now, a lot of times they come to me very scattered. They really don't know what's going on, but they know that there's something inside their soul that's calling to them, but something is stopping it, and it's fear. And it is a fear of being able to go forward with that feeling and that driving force. So what I help them do is to uncover what the problem was in the past and still is right now that's stopping them from listening to that driving force. And a lot of times it's something that they never even knew, or it's something that they thought they had figured out or fixed, but they never really did. And I help them uncover the fear, because the fear is usually a fear of a loss of some sort. And when they uncover that fear of the loss or fear of losing something, even if they didn't lose it yet, that's when it is a little bit more, things open up for them. Then all of a sudden they don't have the blockage. The roadblock isn't there anymore.
Okay. I got to ask you this. What led you, what was the one thing? I know there's several things in your story, but what one thing led you to do what you're doing right now?
Okay. So this is a very,
paying it forward to others. Yeah.
yeah, it's a very juicy topic and subject, and I probably will not talk about it for long because you've got other people. However, it really stemmed from my own childhood. It was an abusive situation, very abusive, and I went from an abusive childhood to an abusive adulthood where I was accepting all kinds of abuse, and that allowed me to, number one, really be thankful that I had all that stuff that was really bad in my life, because it allowed me to climb out of the wreckage and find my true purpose and figure out what I needed to do to fix it. And therefore, from that, I built up my whole entire practice. I have courses online. I've got courses, and I've got private one-on-one coaching that I do. And I combine yoga and horses in the process of helping people.
That's so unique. Yoga and horses. Wow. Wow. What's been the biggest roadblock that prevents people, mainly your clients, that you find on average has prevented them from, living their fullest potential?
I would really say, Raven, that it is, unfortunately, people are always trying to live up to someone else's expectation of what they should be, and they don't really listen to their own heart. And, couple that with the fear, of course, there's always a fear of success or a fear of going further, but a lot of people are just worried about what others are going to think of them. And sometimes it's just such a terrible thing because they don't really listen to their own heart, and they have to have the courage to say, this is not your life, this is my life, and this is the way I need to live it. But unfortunately, a lot of people are just stuck on that.
Yeah. Well, it's been great having you here. So you guys know, all of my columnists, they have something else in common. They're podcasters and they're TV hosts. So Giselle is one of our Raven TV stars. Giselle, before you go, share everybody with everyone the name of your show.
Okay, so the name of my show is Ignite Your Value. And it's all about going from broken to brilliant, from getting the love you deserve to getting paid what you're worth, and everything in between.
We love, love, love having you part of the Raven International Media Empire family. And thank you for coming and joining us. I know you got to rush off too. Hey, maybe you can get in a limo with Julie. She'll come back. Make sure you connect with her, because I got a feeling both of you guys are going to be on each other's shows and things like that. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Raven.
Jeff on, and then after Jeff, we're going to take Debbie, because I know Debbie's Eastern time, and it's getting late over there, Debbie, right? So let's take Jeff. Jeff, come on down.
Hi, how are you, Raven?
How are you?
It is such an honor to be part of this launch, to be part of the magazine. It's so exciting.
I know. You've been with us for a short time, and we've been able to really help you make some transformation here, huh?
Absolutely. Talk about mentors. Geez, I appreciate so much what I'm learning from you, and also for the people that you attract around you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I do attract some great people. So what do you think, Jeff, about our cover?
Oh, that is phenomenal. That is a world-class cover. My gosh.
It is great. I want to bring your article up. So Jeff, I don't know if you noticed this, but yours caught my attention so much, it made the cover.
I was very surprised. My gosh, it's a great honor. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I know yours was with relationships. Let's see. Strong relationships, your superpower? Was that it? Okay, good. So I'm going to bring this up. And what inspired you to write your particular article?
I caught myself talking to a colleague of mine and making the statement, the person with the biggest network wins, in business, and he has the biggest impact in life. And I thought, no, that's not totally true. Yes, it's all about relationships. It's also about the depth of the relationships. You know, how much can you put yourself in the other person's shoes, see things in terms of what they're trying to accomplish in order to be able to best help them. And that's true. That's truly a superpower, because it's all about people.
going to go to the chat. And I'm going to ask one of the columnists to please, a couple of you, go ahead and share this out where people can go and download and look at the magazine. Please just go ahead and share that out. And Jeff, is there any final comment you want to real quickly tell people about your show, or anything you want to wrap up with today? And then we're going to go to Debbie and then Anna.
It's just, this was one of the things that we learned that was surprising from the interviews, that a lot of the superpower relationships are learned behaviors, and that's the type of insights that come out from our interview series. Things that are useful, applicable, that you can apply to your daily life, to your business, help you achieve more.
Awesome. So where can people find out more about you? And real quickly, what do you help people mentor?
We help people with breaking the frame of what they think is possible with their business and with what they're doing to have an impact.
Well, we're glad you're with us and part of the Raven International Media Empire family. It's been great, and we're just getting started. I don't think it's been 6 months or so.
Not even.
So we got a lot more to do. Thank you for being here, Jeff. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to come back on real quick for a second. Where am I? Here I am. Debbie, Dream Power.
Hello, Raven.
Hello. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. It is such an honor to be included in such a wonderful collection of experts and great people. It's just fantastic.
Well, you started off like we talked about earlier today, because she interviewed me on her show, a little skittish about having a show, and you always had the love for writing. So now, to have your column, how does that make you feel?
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling, because it's wonderful to be able to have so many different avenues to be able to share this knowledge and to be able to help people understand themselves better through really understanding their dreams. And it's a message I want to get out there that everybody dreams, and so few people really take the time to understand their dreams. And they're missing so much out of life by not doing this. And if there's one thing I can stress among everything else, is just to please pay attention to your dreams. They're there for a reason, and they're there to help you.
Yeah. And so your article, Why You Should Love Your Nightmares, what inspired you for that to be your article?
Well, it's kind of very counterintuitive. I mean, everybody has nightmares. In fact, people who usually find it hard to remember their dreams remember nightmares because they are so powerful. They're so scary. They're creepy. They're every kind of negative adjective you could think of to describe. What is not well known is that nightmares give such valuable information to you that will remain on your pillow unheard if you don't pay attention to them. And the best way I could describe it is to give an example. A very, very common nightmare that people have is the nightmare of being chased by something. And of course, what the something is will vary depending on the person. And usually it's so scary, it makes you wake up and gives you chills or gives you just this horrible, horrible feeling in your stomach. And then you just forget about it and just end up just having this nagging, horrible feeling. Well, what happens if you take a look at that nightmare and really ask it questions? Ask it, what is it that's chasing me? Why is this thing chasing me? And even go to the point of turning around and facing what's chasing you. And usually when you do that, you discover it's something going on in your life that you haven't really paid attention to, that you haven't come to grips with. And of course, that something is going to vary depending on the person. But when you pay attention to this, it can help you not only understand what's going on in your regular life, but can help you solve the problems that are going on in your regular life. And you know what happens when you do that? The
What?
nightmare goes away. The nightmare goes away and you never have that nightmare again. And who doesn't want that?
Yeah, really. I know I've had a couple when I contacted you, Debbie, what does this mean? Yeah, and you really calm me down and get me out of what I think it is. And many times it's not what we think it is, correct?
Oh, not at all. In fact, I have this theory that, we dream anywhere between 3 to 9 dreams a night.
Mm-hmm.
And most people don't remember their dreams. And so I think that what a nightmare is you're having a dream, something's going on in your life, that you're having some kind of issue, whether you're aware of it or not, but something's going on, and you're having dreams about it, but you're not paying attention to those dreams, so they
Yeah.
just sort of go away. I think that your subconscious creates a nightmare for you to make you pay attention. It's so scary. It's like, oh my God, now I have to pay attention to it. A nightmare is literally a wake up call. So look at that nightmare and look at it as being something that can really give you advice.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. And when you look at it, you realize that whatever that scary thing is in your nightmare really turns out to be something totally different. And usually something that when you think about it is easily confronted or something you can deal with. If it's not, if it's a bit deeper, then you come to somebody like me who can help you dig deeper and get to how to get rid of that thing that is causing the nightmare to evolve in the first place.
When I think about when you say that nightmares can be, I think, the best thing that could ever happen, I know for a fact there's viewers and listeners out there that are saying, what? Come on, really? Do you really, 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 really believe that, Debbie? Is that really true?
Oh, absolutely, but only if you pay attention to them. I mean, if you have a nightmare and it scares you and you just let it go, no, it's not going to help you. It helps you when you pay attention to it and understand what it means.
Yeah.
And this is the important part, take action on what
Take
you've
action.
learned from the action from it. That's the whole thing about dreams are every dream can be a very powerful ally to you if you take action on it. And the same thing holds true for nightmares.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting that you should say that.
Another, you know, yeah. And here's another little interesting thing about nightmares too. You can have a nightmare and actually finish it in your waking time. If you have a nightmare and it's creepy and you want to come to grips with it,
Yeah.
you can in the daytime you'll find a nice quiet place to sit down, close your eyes, get into a little bit of a meditative state, nightmare to end. What would I like to see in the nightmare? And you can change it. You can
Mm.
change it to something that's going to be empowering,
I was just going to ask you
that's
that.
going to be
Okay.
problem solving, and is going to leave you feeling whole and ready to take on the world.
That's interesting that you should say that. So I have a bad nightmare and I wake up. Are you saying I can change it after I wake up? I can have the ending that I want? Because many times on those bad nightmares, I don't know how they find you when you go back to sleep again and it just picks up where it left off. And you're like, okay, is this real or is this a nightmare? So you saying you can change that?
You can change it. You can change it. And like I said, it's not something. It's not like you just say, "Okay, I'm going to change it." No, you have to take the time, to get yourself in a quiet place where you can allow your mind to ask yourself those questions I just said. How can I change this? How can I make this work in a way that is going to give me power, that's going to give me strength, that's going to put me in control of how I act in my life.
Love it, love it. Okay, you got this great show, Dream Power. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about your show and where they can find you and how you're able to help people? And just we just have a few more. And this is just the kickoff. We are going to have the official big launch later, but we do have, we're going to bring Anna on next, and then Andrea, and then Tamara, and Carol Ann will close it off with me. And then you get to meet the rest of them later on this week or next week. We'll make it happen. So real quickly, how can they find you? How can they get help from you? And what is it that you help? And tell us about your TV show.
Okay, well, first of all, you can find me. I'm the Dream Coach. So my website is thedreamcoach.net. And I've got all kinds of information about dreams on there. And that's how you can contact me, because I do one-on-one coaching. So I can help you understand your dreams and how to make them work for you. What I love about my show, the Dream Power Show, is I get to talk to so many different experts on all aspects of dream work. That includes people who are experts in understanding nighttime dreams. All kinds. There's so many different things. You would think, there's nothing to learn about dreams. There's so much to learn about dreams, and so many people who have their own unique knowledge that they're so very willing to share. And that's one aspect of the show. The other aspect is, well, when you have dreams, the whole purpose of dreams is to grow and be, empower you to live your life in a much more expansive, powerful way. And in order to do that, I also talk to people who are experts in how to live a more powerful life, in everything from, empowering yourself in your business and your relationships and your health, all kinds of different aspects. So it's I love doing it because I learned so much by, talking to these people myself. So it's just a great thrill for me. It's like being a kid in the candy store, being able to do this. So the show is the Dream Power Show. That's a TV show. The podcast is Dream Power Radio. And come join me.
Absolutely. Well, we are super excited, as you know, that you are part of the Raven International Media Empire family. So thank you for saying yes. You didn't know what you were getting into, did you?
Oh, I did. It's been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And I can't wait to see what happens next.
I know, next year. Wow. We've done so much this year. I don't know what's left, Debbie. We'll come up with something, won't we, Jeff? I'll get with the Adventures guy and say, what's next? We can do for sure. Well, thanks, Debbie. I appreciate you. Okay, so we're gonna bring on Anna, Bodana, Banana, Nana. Remember that? You guys remember that? Anybody remember the words that? Am I the only oldest one that remembers that? Anna, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Yay, no robot today.
Hi. So we're gonna look at your article, Listening the Magic Forgotten Art to More Sales. Ooh, why'd you go there, Anna?
Well, it's because I'm such a talker. I have lost more sales by talking too much. And I happened to see this book called The Zen of Listening, and I thought, that sounds really zen, I guess, for lack of a better word. But as I'm reading it, I'm thinking, wow, this is so applicable to the sales conversation, because there's this misconception that if you're a good salesperson, you are a talker, that you can, all you have to do is talk somebody to death, and you can strong arm them into a sale, that really people just want you to tell them what to buy. And it's
strong arm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. So true. I learned early on from Barclay Fisher, the the art of listening. So I was glad to see that you did an article around that. And I can tell you, like, us talk show hosts, especially this one named Raven, the talk show maven. So you have to really tap into your listening skills. It's going to make a better interview. You're going to get that sell, because many times they're telling you it's a lay down, but you're missing it because you keep talking. Has that ever happened to you, Anna?
Oh, more times than I can count.
Yeah.
It's so true, because what we think is, there's a lot of dynamics when it comes to sales and listening. One of the things that we, as salespeople, business owners, anybody engaging in a sales conversation, needs to be aware of is that we have an innate desire to fill in the silence, fill in the gaps, because we are uncomfortable with silence.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, if we start talking, what happens is our customer, our prospect, can't think through how they're going to buy our product. And what ends up happening a lot of times is we simply give them so much information, they no longer can make a decision, because now they have too much to think about.
Yeah. Now that's true. That is so true right there. So we just confuse them.
We
and we
do.
get someone
we
that was
do.
possibly a buyer to confusion. I don't even know what to get now. Yeah. Okay, so I know you get a lot of clients and stuff. So how do you walk them through that and help them to understand the importance of listening?
Well, I take them through a process to understand their own fears when it comes to sales, because sales is really 90% about what I tell myself and how I respond to the environment. So if I'm scared, most people, when they're scared, they talk a lot. And that's just pretty normal. And so what I help people to do is to become comfortable in their skin with somebody else that they're sharing their product or service. And then I also work to help them get focused on the needs of the client. The best way to do that is to ask questions. So thank you, Jeff. That was a beautiful lead-in. I appreciate the lead-in into my article there. But you ask questions and then you zip it. You must, and we practice this. I think it's important that we get comfortable with silence so that we give our client the space to think and express themselves. Plus, and you know this, Raven, plus it also shows great respect and attention to the client when you are truly tapping into what they're saying and listening for those cues that they are not saying. It's so powerful to put them first by listening to them. It's probably the most powerful tool we have in sales when we master it.
I'm just curious, do you think a lot of times people talk because they're nervous? I'm talking about the lead salesperson or the whole, is it kind of like a nervous reaction? The reason I asked that, because I think early on that was for me. I felt like you said, I was uncomfortable with silence. So I kept talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. like I'm doing now, and talking. Yeah, kind of sort of like that.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Definitely. Being nervous, it goes with the territory. We feel like there's so much on the line. So we have to put ourselves in a position of wanting to simply have a conversation that we know how to lead people through to help them make a decision that's best for them. And that's what I teach people. I teach people how to create a process so that they have the time to listen to a client, and they are relaxed because they know what they're going to be doing. They know the right questions to ask. They know how to listen to the client. I mean, there's a confidence that comes just when you know what process you're leading people through. You don't have to rush. You don't have to try to sell them. Let them sell themselves by you listening to them and then guiding them into the best decision for them, hopefully using your product or service.
Love it, love it. So what's the three things that you feel the readers will learn the most?
One is that we have a lot of inner noise that we are just used to. And I think that awareness helps us to understand how we can begin to quiet ourselves. The other thing is that we need to help create space for understanding. So if we're filling the space with a lot of talk, with a lot of our own information, we really are not making we're not making a place for our customer to let us know what they're really there for. Because we can make assumptions and then we talk based on those assumptions and we can completely miss the boat with them. So we want to create that space so that we're really, truly seeking to understand the client, their needs and desires, so we know how to lead them along. And then finally, if you are listening, you're going to be able to pick up those nonverbal signals that are screaming at you, telling you what's really going on with your client so that you can dig deeper and really help your client, because sales is about helping people. Yes, we have to make money. That's why we sell what we do, but we are there to help people. And if we are truly giving them the space to speak, really attentively listening to them, we can pick up on clues that they're giving us to help us understand them better, lead them into a solution that they truly need. And not only have you closed a sale, you've created a lifelong relationship. People will now trust you and they'll come to you when they need something. You won't have to go after them.
Oh, I love that. They come to you.
Yep.
You don't have to go. That's huge. That's really huge. Well, Anna, you want to just kind of share real quickly what you help people with and your show, and then we're going to go to Andrea and Tamara and Carol Ann, because it's late where Carol Ann is. I think Tamara too. So they'd be like, "Oh, girl, I'm going to be going to sleep. You better hurry up and call my name. I see you."
That. So what I help people do is I help people gain confidence in their sales by helping them build a process that they will now use in order to approach clients. We can go into product development as well. So a lot of times people have wonderful, great ideas. They just don't know how to turn them into product. Mm-hmm. I'm able to help them with those things and help them create a leverage process, like my mentor Raven has helped me do, create a leverage process so that they can create lifelong customers out of people instead of just having a one-off sale. I do this by counseling. I do it in groups. I do it one-on-one mentoring and VIP days. And you can learn more about me by going to see me on Sales Mastery. I have a TV show, Sales Mastery, on the Raven International TV channel. I bring some amazing guests on there. Mark Hunter, the Prospecting Master, is one of my favorites. And you can also listen to me on Apple and Spreaker for Sales Mastery as well. And I co-host a podcast with my daughter Stephanie called Black Belt Selling, and that's a whole other thing. But they can find out more about me by going to annascheller.com, and I'd love to interact with you there. So please join me there.
Well, girl, you've been with me so long. You definitely we're hooked to the arm together. Just got a chance to see you here in California, so that was nice. Even though you came in a very bad time when it was blazing fires over here, but it was great to see you, my friend.
Thank you.
And as always, thank you for being part of the family. Love you.
I'm so glad. Thank you.
Andrea Wolf. Woo! Are you there? Are you there?
That's my name. I'm sticking to it.
Absolutely. I know where you are. You're right at the front. Let's see. There goes Lisa Badass Sasovich. Hey, Lisa. That's you right there.
That's me.
Yeah. So this is a great article, 5 Keys That Define Women of Impact. And you are all about women of impact. But
Yeah.
why the 5 keys? Why did you decide to write about the 5 keys? And what the heck are the 5 keys, by the way?
Well, so,
Just tell us, like Jeff says, they got to read the article. So maybe you can tell us one of the best 5 keys. Thank you, Jeff.
well, okay. So all five are things that are obvious when you read them, when you see them,
Mhm.
think about them. However, these are things, especially women, often don't think about, and they're kind of flying blind on automatic pilot. So, so often women find themselves, women of impact is. Can I just say what it's about? It's
Yeah,
so
yeah,
exciting.
please.
It's all
Uh-huh.
brand new, launching right now. It's a community and movement for women entrepreneurs and women executives who are ready to change the world, and in the process, take your business and your entire life to a whole new level. So it's really important to get right, like how unique and special, like really own your stuff. And often this is, through conditioning, through, influences that most of us women have had in our lives. Often, in some ways, small and also really big, we're holding back and, not fully showing up. So this is the reason I thought for my first article for this incredible new magazine. Thank you so much for including me. I'm honored to be in it, Raven.
Oh, thank you. We're glad
But
you.
I would go like right to it because I really gave a lot of thought to, like, we don't want a 312 uh, keys of impact kind of list to kind of go through. So I
Mhm.
distilled it down to five. And the one you said to me, pick one. It's about finding your voice.
That's a
Often
big one. Mhm.
communication.
Mhm.
I'm a recovering Brit, very proud American, and so often, particularly in the Brit bit, it's about being polite. It's about being nice, being appropriate. Oh my God, that word appropriate makes me want to like scream louder. No, cut it out. And so I can't tell you how many women I have worked with, as a coach, a business and personal coach, who have been passed over for promotion, who, if there are executives in a company, who hit a ceiling and are going nowhere, are not listened to, are not heard, then their suggestions are not implemented, and on and on and on. And women entrepreneurs, where they have no idea how to, for example, really grow their business like powerfully by just simply by how they're communicating, and in addition to that, growing a team and being the leader, but leader the female way, not the male way. The male way, while this is no make wrong about men, men are amazing and great too, but like really focusing on women, that exhaustion that you're experiencing is because you're not just being you, which is another one of the 5 keys about being authentic. So when you relax into this and you just step into your power, speak from that power place within you, from a place of usually heart centered is where our power is. So
Mhm.
speaking from the heart, through the heart, your really unique, authentic voice, everything's much easier. Everything starts, you become a magnetic force to be reckoned with in every aspect. And so the other four are that exciting too. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to making an impact, what does it really take?
Well, I really, here's what I would say to this. For everyone listening, every woman listening, there really is only one you. There's only one you, and you matter. Like the your family, your community, the world actually needs you. What your special gifts are and contributions are, like the world's waiting for you. And so often we think of me, like, who would want to listen to me? I mean, even I have had that crazy thought in my earlier life.
Mhm.
And so really no, like I have worked with like identical twins. They're completely identical. You cannot tell them apart unless you know them. and one that, but they're completely different human beings. Like there really is only one you. One of them, by the way, is a complete extrovert. The other one's a complete introvert. And they're both wonderful and adorable human beings. There's only one you. And really the one thing I like to cause and create with every single woman who comes anywhere in my orbit is to get that you matter. You really matter, because women forget this and then get into all kinds of mischief in relationships, business and personal, and don't get fulfilled in life and everything like that. So when you get that you matter in all humility, nothing to do with ego, then the world is your oyster, and dream big and watch what happens.
You know what? I just love the fact that you are so passionate. Every time I talk to you, you're so passionate about helping other women to have an impact and to help other women have impact. And it just, so it's women helping women, helping women, helping women, right? And by doing that, it is an impact. It doesn't mean we're leaving our guys out, you know, but okay, so let's talk about that for a second. Is there a special reason, and you may have mentioned it and I may have missed it, I apologize if I did, that it's more, you lean more toward the women? I know for me, it was because I was a woman that had to find my voice and go through the struggle. And, you know, and I had to learn that it doesn't take a man for me to do that. You know, I was just, and if I'm saying it correctly, you know what I'm saying? You got all this stuff with you, in you, and most women do, but we're such caretakers. We take care of the husband, the kids and stuff, that we lose ourselves. What's your reason for really wanting to do that?
Yeah, I've been on the planet a long time, and I come out of the corporate world. I work all size companies. The largest was a multinational company. So I myself experienced what I just talked about. There was only so far I could go. And it was good and great, by the way. I actually worked for somebody who valued me, but most people didn't in that company. And so I've experienced it, I've seen it. And I was looking at, because really I've been working as a coach for 25 years with both men and women, you know, and sometimes their kids, right? I have worked with everyone. So I was looking at where's my passion right now? Because I really I could feel a big dream bubbling up. And then I actually heard a voice in my head at a mastermind group I was with with Katarina Rando, amazing woman, amazing mentor of mine too, just like you, Raven.
Thank you. I love Catalina. Yes, yes, I'm familiar with her.
So I actually heard the words "women of impact."
Oh yeah, that's right. She's big on that.
I call it God's voice in my head, and I had a full body chill, and I knew it was what I was to do next. I just knew it. Now, my big vision is that once it's all like going and a bit big and global, then there's a man of impact to follow, because you know the areas of focus will tweak slightly so that it really serves men. But really, you know, men have concerns and worries and things that hold you wonderful guys back, just like us women do. They're just slightly different. And then looking at all the different areas in life so that you're really like shining bright in the world, in your life, in life those around you, your family, friends, and so on, and your community and your business, like all of it. It's everything. Because it's all connected anyway, right? So so that's how it happened. Is I actually had this message come to me in a meditational moment at one of Katarina's masterminds. And it took me a while to get that it's what I'm here to do. And so, as you can see, I'm really passionate about it and very excited.
Yes, you are. Yeah. And once we get it, once that happens to us, it was kind of me, just like at the hospital, wanting to be wanted to be on broadcaster and radio for years, since I was 13, 16, somewhere in that area. But it took until I was 55 years old, with mother being in the hospital. And I heard Alex's words when I jumped on a conference call that said, the quickest way to become an expert is to interview experts. And I always tell people my dream found me there. So, and then once you get it and you own it and say, this is what I'm meant to do, then it's just like, there used to be a song called Ain't No Stopping You Now. I'm sure Jeff is probably nodding his head. He remembers that song. and that's how you feel, right? You feel like you have those superpowers that he's talking about in a relationship. You feel like, you are a superwoman. You can do this and you're meant to do it. And then you're on a mission, and that's what you have totally been on. Before we let you go, what's the biggest takeaway you think overall that everyone will get in reading your article?
Oh my goodness. It's that you can be all that. You can be all this. It's not that far away from you. Everything I do is incredibly simple because I only attract really smart people. One of my sayings is you have to be smart to make it this complicated. So you'll find when you read my article that it's incredibly simple, and that's very deliberately done that way so that as you read it, my greatest wish is that you get great value from it. As you read through the different, I take you through the 5 keys of impact, but then I open up inquiries for you. Imagine, for example, that you're living your ideal life. Imagine that. And it will take way of being, right? The 5 keys of impact to do it, to get you there. So, this is a gentle pin in the rear end to help you.
Haven't heard that one yet. That's different. Okay, that was different.
To open up possibilities. I open up inquiries to people. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And there was wonderful conversation about the power of listening. Well, one of my gifts is I hear what people aren't saying, like the between the line stuff. So, and I help people get there wherever there is for them much quicker than they would by themselves, much quicker, because I can help you get to what it is that's in the way, or worrying about all that.
I like to say you get them there faster rather than slower, and sooner rather than later, for sure. Exactly. Tell everybody quickly about your show. Just take about 30 seconds, and we're going to go on to Tamara and Carol Ann.
So I love my show. It is Women of Impact, amazing women with inspiring stories. And it's made up of 2 elements. One is interviews with amazing women with inspiring stories. I mean, it's an array of incredible women. I hope you all enjoy it very, very much, because I actually love these interviews.
You do a good job. I've heard your show. You do a great job. And again, the passion comes right out. And we're so glad that you're part of the Raven International Media Empire family. Thank you very much.
So the part 2 of it is I sprinkle episodes with inspirational and motivational messages from me. So that gives you ideas and challenge your thinking and things like that.
Yeah, it's a good mixture that way. Absolutely. Well, thank you. I'm going to move to Tamara and Carol Ann before they fall asleep on me. It's getting late over there. Thank you so much, Andrea. And let's bring Tamara on. Let me see, Tamara, I'm going to see if I can find your article real quick. Why don't you go ahead and start off by sharing with us what your article is. There you go.
Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm so.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I should have you and Carol Ann do jumping jacks, because y'all been sitting there for so long. Okay, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yay! Go ahead, Tamara.
I'm good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to be an honor to be a part of this, Raven. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for being a great mentor for me personally and to the rest of us. But I'm excited, super excited to be here. And my article is titled Elevate Your Business and Life with the 5 Pillars to Unleash Your Brilliance.
That's a lot in that title. So what inspired you to do that?
So one day I was sitting outside in my backyard. It was while I was winding down for the night, and it was dark outside. I was just sitting there relaxing, and it was dark, and I just happened to notice little lightning bugs. And depending on how old you are, you call them fireflies or lightning bugs. But this particular night, there was just so many of them, and they just illuminated the darkness. And I'm like, wow, they are just so beautiful. Like, it was just amazing. I was just in awe.
Wow.
And it made me think about, like, wow, they're so beautiful. And then, of course, I was just sitting there in silence, because that's when my greatest ideas come, when I'm just sitting in complete silence. So as I sat there admiring their beauty, and then I thought, wow, you know what? They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're shining, they're sparkling in the midst of the darkness. And it's like, wow, they wouldn't stand out like that in the daytime, because they're meant to shine in their element. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. So it made me think about people. It made me think about, wow, there's so many people that have brilliance within them, and they're not in the right spotlight to shine. I mean, their brilliance is hidden, or it's not being brought to the forefront, because maybe they're just not doing what they're supposed to do. Or there's a lot of people that working at corporate America, and every day they're going to work, and they're thinking, I know there's so much more that I'm supposed to be doing. I know without a shadow of a doubt that there is more that I'm supposed to do. But they just get stuck, and maybe the job is just making them feel stuck. But it just made me think about how humans are. And so I believe that every soul on the planet has brilliance within them, and they just need a little help to just unleash it. So the 5 pillars is basically, it was a process that I personally went through to help unlock my gifts and talents and bring them to the forefront, and as an entrepreneur and a faithpreneur, spiritualpreneur, all of that. And so that's how I came about with this. The title of the article was all inspired by a firefly or lightning bug, if you will. So so the 5 pillars, now there are many other pillars, but of course I couldn't take up the whole magazine. So I had to make it into 5. So that's how.
What's the juiciest one? Tell us the juiciest one.
Oh, the juiciest one. One of the things I think is very important is the pillar number 3, where it talks about having a hunger to win. And to me, I think that's very essential, because having the hunger to win gives you the courage to act on your ideas. Because every day, I mean, let's face it, I'm sure we all have ideas flowing in our minds every day, all day long. But do we really act on them? Do we at least write them down? I think it's important to write them down at least, because, without a vision, people perish. So you have to have a vision and write it down, write it down, write it down. And that's crucial. That is a number 1 key to unleashing your brilliance, because sometimes you have so many ideas, you might forget. And as you mentioned earlier in the show, how many of us had ideas, and then sooner or later we either read it somewhere, we saw it on TV, we heard it on the radio or podcast, like, hey, they stole my idea. I was going to do that, but then it's like you feel like you're too late, or you may have to change something a little bit, because you've been thinking about this idea, and maybe you did act on it, and maybe you haven't finished it, but you may have to alter the title or something about your idea, because somebody else already did it. Someone else already put it out there. So it's really important to act on your ideas without delay, regardless of how bizarre it might sound, because you're going to sound crazy sometimes to a lot of people. And as an entrepreneur, me personally, I mean, I get misunderstood a lot. And I don't know if some of you can relate, because, as entrepreneurs, we're always acting, we're always creating, we're always innovating, and we're always doing things, and it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. Like, there he goes again, or there she goes again, doing this and doing that. But you just have to act on your ideas, no matter how bizarre it sounds, no matter how many people do not understand what you're doing or what you're trying to do, because you have something. Everybody has brilliance within them, and there are people in the world that need your brilliance. So just act on it. Act
Yeah.
on it without delay.
Yeah, I love the way you said that, without delay. Yeah, because while you're delaying, somebody else is taking your thing and they're running with it, and they're running with it very fast.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
fast. Been there, done that, and absolutely know it for sure. You've been with us like now for how late tomorrow? What's it
Let me
been?
see. June, July, June, somewhere around there. Towards
Yeah,
the end of, I'll say July, maybe. End
yeah.
of June, beginning of July, when I kind of got started, got my foot wet a little bit.
Well, you've had your skates on. You've been keeping
Yes.
up fine and going for it. So we're very proud of you for that. And you did a really good job on your article.
Thank
Um, okay, so what do you feel your clients are hungry for when it comes to, being able to elevate their business and life with their balance? What's the one thing that are they just ready to live a life without frustration and overwhelmness, or are they excited about getting to that point so they can break through the barriers of procrastination? What do you find?
I think it's all of the above that what you mentioned, but I think a lot of people struggle with trying to do something that's aligned with who they are, who
Mm,
they are spiritually, who they are as a genuine person, who they are, the very essence of who they are. So, and then sometimes, I mean, the journey, it can be difficult because there's so many, and especially for a multi-talented person or multi-gifted or people that have a lot of expertise. Some people, I know that the saying, master of, or jack of all trades, master of none, but I believe that there are a lot of masters of many. Jack of all trades, master of many.
mm-hmm.
So I think some people struggle with finding things to align with what they're doing. And everything that's been happening in my life personally is aligning up with who I am spiritually and what I like to do, both on a business aspect of it and spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's very important. And also, people struggle with the mindset shift, and that's something that I talk about as one of the 5 pillars as well. But you have to read the article to find out
There
more
you
about
go.
that. It's all about
That's
the
right.
mindset.
You got to read the article. Jeff said. Hashtag Jeff said, read the article.
Yes.
Absolutely. So who's your ideal client? The people are watching this. And by the way, thank you for watching, everyone. If you're watching us live, please put live. And if you're watching the replay, put replay. We love you. We appreciate either way. I think there's a link, and if not, if someone, one of the columnists and slash TV host slash radio host slash whatever is next for us can put the link to where they can get the magazine. I think I put it in the chat box. Or you can go to raveninternationalmedia.com/magazine. So you can go either way and get your free download copy. It will be a quarterly magazine. Next one will be out in January. And starting tomorrow, we're going to be doing contests for the next 7 to 10 days. We cross between 7 and 10. I'll know for sure by tomorrow, but let's just say 7 right now, where we want to get as many people to share this as possible. And we're running a contest where you can have a full page ad, or a full page, or a quarter page, or a half a page ad. And let's see if we can find an ad so you can see what that looks like. Let's see. Carol Ann, is this more like a quarter page?
That's a half a page, but it's really not taking up the entire width because of the way it was designed. That's a quarter page right there.
So you can get a quarter page ad. Let's see if I can find a full half page. That's a full page ad. That's the first place. And is that about the size of a half page?
No, that's a little bit more than a half a page.
Okay, I'll find one. But yeah, so maybe we'll put some examples up there when we so you guys can see. But you want to take advantage of this because these ads are, they're not high, but it's going to save you some money.
That's a half a page.
That was, oh, okay.
And that was
Love
2
this
half
one.
pages. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
Alex's and Yolanda's, yeah. But it's
yeah.
definitely going to save you between, probably 300 to over $1,000, so you guys definitely want to take advantage. And all you have to do is share. We're going to pick 3 winners, and each winner gets a commercial that will air on our podcast and TV too, starting January. Again, congratulations to our cover girl, Julie. And congratulations to all of our columnists for being a columnist. And Tamara, this is a great column. Well, yours looks really good, really pop and stuff. You're smiling. Are you happy, baby?
I am so excited. You asked me my ideal client who I work with. Of course, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, creativepreneurs, you name it.
Okay.
Faithpreneurs. I love working with entrepreneurs and just helping them move forward and helping go to the next level. I'm all about elevating people to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah.
Business, and that's the name of the show.
Yeah, Elevate Youth, the Elevate You show. Yeah.
Yes.
You can see her with her hat going. Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Absolutely.
The Elevate You show is all about helping business owners elevate their business, their mindset, and their spirit, their health to the next level. And I think that's crucial, all those elements together to move forward.
Awesome.
And for those of you who want to connect with me, you can find me at my website at tamirawilson.com. I would love to connect with you.
Thank you, Tamara.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for being part of the family. All right, so let's bring on the lady herself. It could not have happened without her. Carolyn! Or did I miss anybody else? No, you're last. We say them. Yep. Okay. Carolyn. Hey, girlfriend.
Hey.
My goodness. Can you believe that this is done?
What a journey.
What a journey. Absolutely. And I want to get to your article, and then we'll close it off with, because we're going to be looking for other article writers, right? Columnists. So we'll talk about that a little bit. But let's go to your article first. And I just want everyone that's watching this now, starting with the cover, let's just give Caroline a really good hand for the great job that she did. I think she made everybody stand out and look good. No matter if they was a mentor, master, or innovator, and hey, good job, Caroline. Really good job.
Yeah, thank you.
So your article, Write Your Book Now, 5 Steps to Get Started. And let me see,
I'm an innovator.
You're innovator. Did I pass innovator yet?
No, it's about page 34, I think.
Okay.
Here's my ad.
Oh, we got to take her to her ad. There she goes.
Yep.
So check out her ad. And there's our masters, but let's go here first. There you go. So what inspired you to write about this? As if I didn't know, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I am a book mentor, and once a year I offer my group program called Just Do It Right Now. And before I get ready to launch it, I do a survey of my list. And one of the biggest, and I talk to a lot of people, and one of the biggest areas that they get stuck in when it comes to writing a book is not knowing how to get started. It's an overwhelming idea, right? I heard the other day a statistic that 90% of us, whoever us is, feels that we have a book in us, right? That needs to come out. So there's a lot of people who say, oh, I have to write my book. But how many actually do write their book, right?
Yeah.
And so I came up with these 5 steps to becoming a published author, because once you complete these 5 steps, then you really find the clarity of what your book is about, what you dig deep and find your own expertise. What is the best thing for you to write about? Because remember, it's always about, what you bring to others. So once you complete these 5 steps, you can get so clear that you will feel ready to become a published author. And you'll be able to even talk about your book because you'll have clarity, the ideas for the content. Of course, you have to write it after you do the 5 steps, but once you have the 5 steps, it's a lot easier because you have that guidance and the clarity.
And your 5 steps, which is the top one? I know it's hard, but if you had to pull one that you really want to take another minute or so and talk about, which would it be?
Yeah, it's really hard because they're all important. I think it's I'm going to just say one word, transformation. Because to start, you want to know, what is the transformation you want to occur for you in writing a book? I mean, obviously it's going to elevate anybody to expert status. If they're not there already, they're going to be able to get their message out. But how do you want to be transformed? And even more important, how do you want your book to transform the reader? You want to have an impact on, this is really about, like, the theme here tonight is women making an impact. Nothing against men make an impact too, but my movement is called Goddess Unleashed. So what I do with my clients is I help them find ways to make a bigger impact. And what is the better way to make an impact than with a book where you can reach thousands, if not millions of people, right? But you want to be very, very focused on your message and who it's for, so you do change lives and people do find meaning and even hope or whatever it is in your words.
Yeah. How long you been doing books and helping people doing books right
Oh
now?
my gosh. Oh my gosh. 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I've done a lot, and it's really interesting because I really didn't think because I was doing branding for a long time and photography and all these kinds of things. And I was a college professor, and I didn't think to really start this program until last year, until I really stepped back and started questioning, what is my purpose here? And what do I really love to do? And it all has to do with the word, right? I've always been a writer. I've always published books, magazines. I even published an Italian newspaper for a while. So and then people started asking me, Carol Ann, I want to write a book. Can you help me? So I came up with this proprietary process. That's why I'm an innovator. I have a process that, you can write your book in 20 minutes a day in 90 days, and it really works. And so I feel that I really am living my purpose in helping others publish their books. Now, I have a published book, but I don't have that much of a desire to publish another one. I think I'm almost ready, but I find greater joy in helping others publish theirs. And there's no better feeling than, having that print book in your hand.
I know. And especially once you can get it to bestseller, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, that's a whole other area, right?
Yeah.
my gift is really helping them write their book and become better writers. And I'm like holding their hand, and I'm even helping them write, and I do some of the writing for them. Not a lot, because that's a whole other area.
That's a whole other thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know you really work with them. So your ideal client, obviously, I mean, other than the obvious, they want a book. Maybe your ideal client are people that don't want a book because they don't understand how important it is. So
go ahead.
I was going to say, what do you think?
Yeah, my ideal client needs clarity. They really need that guidance on getting that book out there. They do want a book. They know they have a book in them. A couple of my authors, they told me, they had been waiting 15 years, and then they found me. And, 90 days, 120 days, they have a published book. And it changed their lives. It really did.
Yeah. Well, I know my first book, I was able to get out, Broadcast Your Passion and Profit, before Mom passed away. And it was so such a awesome moment to be able to do my first book, which I just took parts from my first course, Kitchen Table Radio, put it in the book, and was able to put my mother's poem, that one of her poems that she wrote, because she wrote a lot of different poems, and make her a published poet before she passed away.
Oh, that's really
She was
priceless.
able to see her poem in print, and it was a picture of me and her. Oh yeah, I was, and so that's just the power of what you can do. We had a host by the name of Mary Smith Moore that passed away in 2018, and she did our last book, Carol Ann, that we did, the Conversations Behind the Mic one. And it was really cool when her husband wrote me after she passed away and thanked me because we had put her in this book. So she was gone. And this was a collection of all of our radio hosts' best guests. They got to share their best guest interview in this book. It's the first book of its kind where hosts, radio hosts or podcasters, or whoever, as long as you did a show and you interviewed, you could be in this book. And she did an interview that she was always proud of with Martin Luther King's niece, Alveda King. So we put that, and I remember when she told me she was sick and going into hospice and everything, and I told her, I said, well, we're doing this book, and my gift to you is we're going to make sure that you make bestseller with it. So here she was gone, guys. She passed away.
So now she's immortal.
She became a bestseller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a way to, leave a legacy.
Yeah. It brought tears to her husband's eyes and mine too. And it felt really good, being able to give her family that gift, that will live on forever. So I think the thing Andrea talked about, your voice being heard. And there's so many different ways, whether we're podcasting, live streaming, YouTube, whatever we're doing, there's so many opportunities. I think what I get excited about, to be able to voice our voice, right? Share that, what the mentorship that we have to give, the innovativeness, the things we've mastered, the skills with the world, and pass it on. And, you were able to take a dream, a thought, a dream. I mean, we had the thought, the name, the dream, and the cover girl. That was it, and we were able to put this together in a length of time that I think, it was pretty fast, don't you? You're like, yeah, you're working.
Well, at the end it was. But
Yeah.
I want to give credit to all the writers because they really everybody did a really good job in submitting their stuff, and even, and I was able to work with everything. And so I appreciate that. It makes my job easier.
Yeah, they did a great job, and
Yes.
we're going to get better and better. This is our first one. And so there's going to be, the next one in January. It'll be a bigger one. And before we go into talking about that, is there anything, well, let's talk about the best advice you could give someone that wants to write their first book.
Just do it right now.
Do like the Nike commercial. Just do
Yeah,
it,
just
baby.
do it. I mean, that's
Right
really,
yeah, that's adventurous, huh, Jeff? Just do it.
yeah. I mean, that's been my motto for, so many years. But especially when it comes to writing a book, because I think it was Tamara who said, there's people get caught up in, somebody's done that before. Why would anybody want to listen to me? Well, of course they want to listen to you. You can say you have your message, and it might be the same message as the next person, but it's going to be said differently, written differently, and people will come away with something different because of your own experience and what you have to offer.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, I don't want to get into it, but even Amazon is changing. So I'm saying, like, write your book now while you can, and while you can still become a best-selling author, right?
Yeah. Before they start changing stuff, because sometimes opportunities, and then the next thing I love Facebook, but they change things. I can't even keep up with it.
Yeah,
And
but
so,
Amazon the same way. I mean,
they're
they're the second biggest search engine. So my authors, they publish paperbacks, put them on Amazon and sell them, but they also publish the digital version. But, jump on that bandwagon now while you can. That's just one reason. But the bigger reason is to really get your message out and make a bigger impact. And with the right guidance, you can do it. Anybody can do it.
You can do it. We can do it. All of us can do it. And there's no excuse for not getting your message heard, right?
Exactly.
When I hear people complain now, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? What skin in the game do you have to move forward? Because you got to have some. You got to know that you got to, have that skin in the game if you wanted to make it happen. Because I remember, I don't know if you guys remember this. This will take you way back, Jeff. in grade school, hearing that if it's meant to be, it's what? Up to me. Now, that's a little thing, but a big thing. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Yes.
Yeah. If it's meant to be, it's up to me, you, us. We got to own it, own our vision, own our dream, own our message, own our voice, and be unapologetic about it. And just do it. Like you said, Caroline, just do it. You've been wanting that book. Les Brown says that most people die with their dream inside.
Yeah.
Don't die with your dream inside. That's what scared me at the hospital. I was like, hey, there's things I want to do. I don't know if Mother has done the things she wants to do, so I'm going to have to step up. I think my message was step up, show up, and grow up and take responsibility that I was in the place I was at because of me. I was holding my own self back. And I'm sure you find that a lot in your, in the clients that you work with, Caroline. Their biggest fear is, what is their biggest fear? Is it just what other people are saying? They don't know if they got enough content. What is their biggest fear?
I think when it comes to book writing, they're afraid that they're not going to be in it for the long haul. They're going to start and not finish. But I have, it doesn't have to be that overwhelming. Number one, people like short books. So I recommend about 100 pages, 10, 12 chapters, 8 to 10 chapters each. 8 to 10 pages each. It doesn't have to be everything. And, the thing is, most people who end up writing a book end up writing 3 books, right? So you always have your starter book. Yes.
That's
I heard that.
right
You
there.
have your starter book. So just get your starter book out there. One message. It doesn't have to be your entire body of knowledge. Just a little sliver, because we know that, we're all multi-passionate and know a whole bunch of stuff, right? But we don't have to tell everything we know in one book. Just get that one book out. And then, after you experience that, then you'll want to do your next book. And that can be a little bit longer, a little bit more in depth, but just get the first one out, but make it powerful.
Make it powerful.
Make it
Absolutely.
powerful. Yeah.
Make it powerful. So let's see. First of all, Caroline, again, thank you so much for your help for making the vision come true. You guys, I put a link in the chat box, but you can also go to, and I think this is, most of the hosts are just now seeing this. Of course, you know me, always working on something in the background. So now we have our own news site. Yay! So people can have a cup of coffee, Jeff, and catch the news. How about that, guys? Yay! And so you can go to raveninternationalmedia.com/magazine. And there it is. There's beautiful Julie. And you can find out and meet our cover girl, Julie, find out more about relationships and are your superpower. And my interview with 2 of my favorite masters, and which is Lisa Sasevich and Alex Mendoza. We kind of changed that today. She's got to put up the new one. And write your book now in 5 steps. And while you're there, go on and click on RITV for Raven International TV. And we weren't able to put all the hosts up, but we'll be changing this up. And you can find out more and book a free session with me so that you can be a podcast, a TV host, and a columnist. Yes, you get it all for one price right here at Raven International Media Empire. Okay. And There's Alex, and
Alex.
there's who is that? That's Joanne. She talks about taking care of your hair.
It's
And
Melody, right?
Melody, yep. And let's see who else we have on here. And we'll be changing these out. Oh, there's Jeff, my interview with Jeff, and there's Giselle. Yeah. So we'll be changing these out just to kind of spotlight everybody. But yeah, you can catch up with the business news that you can use and find out what's hot there, and lifestyle and entertainment. Yeah. So check us out, but get the magazine right here, and you can subscribe and download your copy right there. Oh,
Looks
she
great,
changed it up.
Raven.
Yeah, it does. She did change it up. Okay, cool. So we're good. We're going to start the contest tomorrow, run it for about 7 to 10 days. And so you'll find out there, the host and the columnist will be sharing that with you. And so now I think it's time for us. Let me just stop sharing real quick. I think it's time for us to catch that limo up out of here. So let's start with, let's make some final comments as we go around. Final, whatever you want to talk about, how you feel about the magazine, Raven and Nashville. Just tell the world the last thing that you want to, tell them for today regarding our event. Let's start with you, Jeff.
Well, the way the magazine came together, it's so professional. The production value, you did an amazing job with it. We can write all we want to, but to be able to package it like that and present it so well, oh my gosh. And just the breadth and depth of the knowledge that's shared in the articles.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jeff. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
No, it's just it's an instant must read. There's so much value there.
Yeah, it is. And you guys, like Carol Ann said, everybody did such a great, phenomenal job. We couldn't have did it without you for sure. So thank you. And like I said, as soon as I seen yours, I was like, okay, this is definitely, I love the topic. It definitely deserves the cover. So really good job. What about you, Tamara?
I had to step it up because of what you're doing, how Carol Ann's putting it together, and all the other authors that were involved. Forcing me to improve, which I appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely great. And we're just beginning. Tamara, final words?
My final words, I absolutely love the magazine. Everyone has done such a wonderful job. It's so professional. It's just like, wow. I love it. I'm just so excited and so honored to be a part of it. And for those of you watching, hey, just continue to unleash your brilliance within you. Go for the stars and just come from behind the shadows and into the light, because the world needs you.
Absolutely. And we do. Andrea?
Well, I am so honored and grateful to be part of this amazing magazine. You've done a fabulous job, Caroline. I mean, really, it's exceptional. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful, and really shines a wonderful star-lit light on each one of us. And so thank you so much. And Raven, you are a force to be reckoned with. I am so privileged and grateful and honored to be in your world, because you're opening up amazing possibilities for me, where I've been like the best kept secret, like not anymore.
So we getting you out there, girl, giving you that star power.
So
presenting you.
For everyone reading and listening, check this out. Check Raven out. It is it'll help you get out of your own way and get yourself out there in the world. You're just amazing. You're one of a kind, Raven. And thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. So glad you're part of us. Well, we met each other at New Media Summit and just connected. I remember you came over to me and we just had lunch and talked, and then you said yes to being part of the family. So thank you. And I see, is there anybody left other than Carol Ann? I think that's it. So Carol Ann, first of all, like everybody say, you did a fabulous job. I know I am the worst person to be on a project with. I know it.
We're going to work on that, Raven. We're going to work on
I know.
that.
Listen, my husband, everybody tells me my kids were Jamie and Chris. They're like, I know, I'm not that good at that. It's just like I see it in my crazy head one way, and then I'm like, that's not it, not quite. But teamwork makes, what is it? Is it teamwork makes
Teamwork makes
It's the dream work, yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you too, Raven, for providing this platform for all of us, because I've been involved in publishing for a long time, and there was a time when magazines were really fading out.
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I'm all for bringing back the magazine, magazine advertising. I mean, there's so many opportunities in a magazine. Like, we could make this really huge, right? Just gotta push it out, push it out, and get everybody to see it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and but the work you put into it was a lot, and both of us getting up in the morning with our jammies and hair sticking up and stuff. Okay, I wasn't supposed to tell that. And working late at night and just really getting this done and tweaking and stuff. It's a lot of behind the scenes work.
Mm-hmm.
All of us together were able to make it, and to see inside my crazy head, because it's like I can see it, but maybe sometimes expressing it is not the best at. But here's my thing is, my thing is, don't wait to be great, do it now, and just go for it, and you can tweak it along the way. Mm-hmm. And I got that from so many years myself and people I'm knowing trying to be so perfect about things. Okay, we still probably are going to make other things that we want to make better, but it's like, it's good enough. I learned that from Lisa Stasevich. It's good enough, and we have to say it's good enough and move forward, because all of us, it's not a scare tactic, but it's realness. We never know when our time is up, right? So our impact, borrowing Andrea's words, is now, not tomorrow, but today. So what is your impact? I'm talking to our listeners and viewers now. What impact do you want to make? And are you making it? Because it's time for you to stop putting it off. You're going to meet mentors and masters and innovators here. Find one that you can connect with. Carol Ann and I are looking for other article writers. We have a lot of hosts, and we're going to give a few more an opportunity to go to our host first. You always look out for family first, but they got a limited time to act. The ones that are here now that want to continue to be a columnist, but we're going to be able to offer some of you columnist opportunities that's not with the family, and some just article opportunities, just like we offer you TV, having your own TV show, channel, and podcast. So if you want to get your message out, you're tired of being in the shadows and you want to come to the spotlight, and don't worry about, well, I'm not ready, or, I want to wait until you get bigger and all that. Don't wait. Come now. This is the best time I want to say this to people, the best time to be part of something when you see it moving is at the beginning stages. How many of you believe that?
Yes.
Your best opportunities are going to come while they're climbing, while they're growing. Don't wait till they climb. I did that. You may not can afford it when they get to that point, in financial ways, in time, or in different things, because they're going for it. And they usually take the people that hook their wagon with them early, because they recognize that they would not have this dream if the early comers did not come. Do you guys agree with that? So I want to say that if you're thinking about it, if you're thinking about writing a book, if you're thinking about wanting to make an impact, or any of the things that any of our mentors, masters, and innovators today are in the magazine talk about, then do it now. Make that change now. We do something every year called How You in 1 Year is How You Start the Next. So if you want 2020, can you guys even believe that we're going into 2020? If you want 2020 to be a great year, don't wait till 2020 comes. Set that bad boy up now. Lay that foundation now. And with that said, I think our limo is here. You guys, get your shoes on, grab your purse. The limo's coming. Hey, how'd you like that limo? That's pretty cool, Jeff. Did that make you smile? I work hard over here for the money to make my stars feel like stars. Okay, don't forget to go to Raven International. Let's see. Oh, we're going to show. We don't want to show. We're going to show the magazine. Am I still on screen share or no? I don't think so. Am I? Let's show the magazine one more time, and then we'll catch that limo and get up on out of here. There you go, guys. Mentors, masters, and innovators. Our cover girl, Julie Salant. There you go, Lisa. Check out the magazine. Great job, Carol Ann, the lady in the red on the screen, in the little, what's that? What do they call those little boxes on TV? Come on, there's a show, guys. What am I talking about? Hollywood Squares. In the Raven TV Star Squares. Raise your hand, Carol Ann, is the person that helped put this together. And there's some others in here that you missed, but there's some great articles. And we're running a contest. You guys go subscribe today. You can get it right here on this page as I move my Hollywood Squares around here. There you go. There we are. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe at the bottom. And don't forget to be sure to click on Raven TV. So I'm going to share the screen one more time, and we're going to get up on out of here. So let me see. Y'all got your shoes, you got your purse, got your hat. The limo is here. All right, here we go, guys. It was all nice. Do you guys join us? Bye-bye. We got to catch our limo. We're going to party hardy. Pop that champagne in the back. Yeah, baby.